I'm here at Wolfgang Steakhouse today along Robertson Quay, the world-famous steakhouse chain, in search of the best steak in Singapore. And today we are here for their USDA Prime 60 days dry-aged ribeye. USDA Prime refers to the top quality beef according to USDA standards, and dry aging, we cannot do a steak series without talking about dry aging, right? Dry aging is basically controlled rotting. You take a piece of steak and hang it in a cold room with controlled temperature and humidity and allow the enzymes to do their thing, aka rot. This does three things. One, you lose moisture via evaporation and the flavor of the meat intensifies. Two, the proteins break down, giving you a more tender steak. And three, most importantly, the meat rot, giving the steak an irreplaceable, irreplicable, funky taste to the meat. But Eldrick, I hear you ask, rot? Is it still safe to eat? If you do it properly. The rotting that we want is done by mainly benign fungi, and the chef will trim away any part that is not safe to eat, which only adds to the crazy price because somebody has to pay for all the trim off parts, right? But that comes later. First, let's get it. It's somewhere here. Oh, there we are. You can almost see it. That signature W. Hello. A reservation for one? Yeah. Yeah.
So this is our a la carte menu.
Yeah.
This is the
Lunch menu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bread
Okay.
will not be available. Yeah.
It's okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Their signature menu, it always looks the same. The amazing thing is that not only is the menu the same or close to the same, I think the furniture, the chandelier there might be the same globally, at least for Korea or Seoul. I have technically come at 3 p.m. and I think I'm the only person in the restaurant.
You ordered the 60-day ribeye, right?
Yes, that's...
Anything else you'd like to add on?
No, that's all I want to have today.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
sides to go along? It doesn't come with any sides.
Yeah, just the steak. Yeah.
How would you like it to be done, sir?
Medium rare, please.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Thank you. A lot of people might confuse Wolfgang Park with the Wolfgang that we are in today. This steakhouse actually originates from Wolfgang Zwiener, not Wolfgang Park. Wolfgang Zwiener was a head waiter at Peter Luger over 40 years ago before starting his steakhouse empire. It's not surprising that you might confuse it because both of them literally got into a lawsuit before.
We have the onion roll and muesli bread for your salad.
Okay, thank you. We have bread, you see? It is customary to have bread, right? I'm not being a cheapo, right? This texture feels like our neighborhood bakery bun. Oh, it smells so good though. I think this is, what is it? Onion roll? I think it's onion roll. The muesli bread. I don't quite believe it myself, but today will be my first time eating dry-aged beef. I normally shy away from it because of the price, but today we're doing it for content. For you guys, not my personal enjoyment. While I eat the bread, I need to tell you guys that all of their steaks here at Wolfgang Steakhouse, right, are USDA Prime and dry aged for at least 30 days. A lot of experts would say that you get most of the benefits of dry aging after 28 days. But I thought, fine, I'll take the bullet for you guys and go for the 60 days one. I know how noble of me, and I don't want anything in return, except you click two buttons. The subscribe button and the like button. Anyway, butter. Not the least bit melted, it's ice cold. Still very firm. Really tastes like neighborhood bakery, which isn't a bad thing. I think that our neighborhood bakeries here in Singapore are actually quite underrated. Like the breads that we get for like $1.80, right, are actually pretty high scale, I would say, or done pretty well. Second bread. No shot, these breads are made fresh. Hardly any difference to supermarket bread. Very dry. Hopefully this is not an indication of the steak. Anyway, we have a really nice view here actually. So this overlooks Robertson Quay. I don't know, it's a little bit blocked by one-sided, I'm not sure what they call it, it's a one-sided panel or something. Oh, hold on.
60 days.
Oh, it smells. Thank you. The first thing is that the smell is insane. Without a doubt, this is the best smelling steak so far in the series. Without a doubt. Oh. It's almost smelly. That's not a good way to describe it. But seriously, kind of stinks. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Oh my god, I'm so excited. My first debut. Oh, the crust too though. Not bad at all, man. Okay, let's eat. Let's eat. I'm so excited. First bite. I'm a bit stunned. We talk about the most obvious thing. The 60 days dry, it may be my first time having dry aged, but the taste is insane, might be the right word. It is so funky. It is actually smelly. It actually reminds me of like 臭豆腐or fermented tofu. But not just the fermented part, there's a lot of strong beefiness, umami on the bottom, followed by like a whiff of fermentation. The funny thing is, it has taste that you wouldn't traditionally like as a normal person. It's a bit sour, a bit off, a bit bitter, but it all comes together to give a really unique, really enjoyable experience. The second hit is the crust. This is my ideal crust. Let me show you guys. You probably heard just now that it was like borderline crispy. And then you see the charredness. How is that only on the edge and like at some places, unlike Keith the beef, which was overdone. So you do get the smokiness, the bitterness of that charred flavor, but it is only an accent. The primary beef flavor still holds solid. And the third hit is a bit crazy, but this has value. This steak will be expensive. I'll talk about the price later, but it's huge. And it is a bone-in ribeye, and this is the bone, and then the whole steak. This is after cooking, after dry aging. After dry aging for 30 days, you lose like 10-20% of moisture. After cooking, you lose another 30%. So this steak to begin with, I can't tell, man. This bone-in ribeye must be like 800 grams. This bone alone is already closer to 200 already, maybe even more than that with the meat on it. The burntness, right, really has the smell of like the streets, of like street food when it's like burnt. And then the funk, right, it's like, wow, it's really there. I'm really there. It's so funny that dry aged beef actually brings me to the scenes of street food. Let's talk about the misses. Oh, misses, freaking hell. You describe until like this, but you still got misses, I'll drink. We start the miss where we started the heat. This funk, this taste of dry aged beef will not be appreciated by everyone. If you're gonna bring like a 21-year-old yoga-loving Chloe in a date night to eat this, chances are they won't appreciate it because it is not friendly. On top of that, what you would expect of a USDA Prime cooked simply, right? Very juicy, very fatty, and the fat flavor is very easily acceptable. This has none of that too. This steak is actually not juicy. It's not dry, but it's not juicy. And that fatty flavor, the rendered fat flavor of USDA Prime, is no longer in here already. Which is kind of curious. I didn't know it would do that. I thought fat will not break down. Fat will still be fat. It's like, it's not juicy. You can see like there's a little bit of a shine, but it's not like gushing or anything, you know. And the second is, this one is a small one. Straight off the plate, it's just not seasoned enough, which isn't a problem. Nothing a little bit of sea salt can't fix. Damn. Am I salt baying this? Okay, that's all. Any more and I have to take a picture with Messi. So bad. Quick fix. It's only one ribeye, but I'm filling up already. And we have definitely ate bigger steaks than this so far in the series. This piece alone, this is my face, this is how thick it is. This is how thick it is 150, 180 even. I'm a little bit surprised by how not tender the steak is. It's not tough by any means, but I have cooked USDA Prime before. And if this is 60 days dry age, it's supposed to be more tender than a USDA Prime off the shelf. It makes me wonder if within USDA Prime there's like a huge variation as well. Sorry, we're down to the bone. It's really funny that even though this steak is smaller or lighter than the previous Fiorentinas that we had, it's harder to finish. Because even for someone like me that leans into the dry aged flavor so much, I'm a big fan of it. So much intensity still builds up and it gets quite tough at the end. Tough. Oh, so tough. Ooh, I'm eating $200 steak. As compared to a regular USDA Prime, I think the regular one is easier to eat more of it. Now after eating all of this, I can firmly feel the stench in my palate. But yeah, I think I've got my verdict. Let's get the bill and I'll see you guys soon. Recap. Hit number 1, insane dry aged flavor. It might be my first time eating dry aged beef, but the flavor is crazy. It's crazy. There's really nothing like it. Hit number 2, perfect crust. This is my ideal crust. I'm not sure if it's perfect, but like having a little bit of a crispy crust followed by like spots of charred, burnt parts, my ideal crust. Some people might not like it, but this is how I like it. Hit number 3, at $235, it is very expensive. But considering the amount of meat for a bone-in ribeye at 60 days dry age, it's actually not that bad. Not that bad. Because 60 days dry age, right, is the expensive part. You're effectively paying for 2 months of rent in their kitchen, plus the moisture loss, plus the shaving away of the spoiled parts. You're actually paying for much more beef, much more meat than what reaches your plate. Not to mention the expertise and equipment right behind dry aging it properly. You can always try to dry age yourself at home, but once it's spoiled, right, once you do it wrongly, right, you have to throw the whole piece of meat away. You know, we talk about the key of the series being what you cannot do at home, right? This is huge. Miss number 1, this is not for everyone. The dry aged taste is very, very intense. Miss number 2, quite under-seasoned off the plate, but like I showed just now, very easily fixable. And another miss is just way less tender and juicy than I would expect of a USDA Prime. I'm not sure if it has to do with the dry aging process. I would guess so. But if you order it thinking that you'll get a fat, juicy, tender piece of steak, it's just not this. So verdict, 1 steak, I will walk for the steak, 2 steaks, I'll take the bus for the steak, and 3 steaks, I'll go anywhere in Singapore for the steaks. And Wolfgang Steakhouse is 3 steaks. The steak I had was perfect. I don't have anything more to ask of the steak that I have. But I was very, very tempted to give 2 steaks. Because a steakhouse is not where you come to eat. A steakhouse, more often than not, is somewhere that you bring a girl that you want to date, a client, or celebrate a certain anniversary or like a gathering of some sort. In all of those cases, right, service is very important. If you wanted to eat steak, you can cook it at home, but you come here to feel comfortable, to celebrate something. And if I was bringing a date or a client this afternoon, the service wouldn't have helped my impression of whoever I'm trying to impress. For a restaurant that was completely empty, I'm the only diner, I never talked to the head waiter or the maitre d'. But is that crazy? Is that crazy? Do you think it's fair if I gave 2 steaks? This is only in consideration because of the price point that we're at. I don't know, you guys decide, comment section. And that's all I have for you guys this time. If you want to see more best steak in Singapore videos, you can click over there. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!